Hello, we go on the subject of perspective. We are delving deeper into the five crowns. Now, the first crown being the crown of life, we're looking at how is it obtained. It's obtained through enduring trials and temptations. In the area of life, this is in discipleship. The second crown is the incorruptible crown. How is it obtained? It is obtained through self-denial. In the area of life, again, it's in the area of discipleship. The third crown is a crown of joy. How is it obtained? Through soul winning. Area of life is basically evangelism. And then the fourth crown is a crown of glory. This is basically for the under shepherd, dealing basically with the discipleship making. And then lastly, the crown of righteousness. How is it obtained? It is looking for the second coming. And of course, the area of life is basically in the second coming. Now, when you look at the crown of life and the crown incorruptible, these two crowns are, or rather, deal with our personal discipleship and walk with God. And they relate to what we call the Great Commandment and demonstrate in a very tangible fashion our love for God, which we see in Matthew chapter 22, verse 27 to 38. Basically, we call this the first commandment and our willingness to make disciples. The next crowns, or two crowns, the crown of joy and the crown of glory, relate to what we call the Great Commission and engage us in what God has commanded us to do. We are to be fishers of men, according to Matthew chapter 4, verse 19, and makers of disciples, according to Matthew chapter 28, verse 19. And then the last crown is related to the great commander of our lives, that is Jesus. So all five of these crowns demonstrate the reality of the rim and, basically how these functions in our lives according to those who are bearers of God's word. We're looking at now motivation and reward. Many people say, I'm not going to worry about rewards. After all, what am I doing for God? Or rather, what I'm doing for God is out of love and not for personal gain. Such reasoning may appear unselfish, but it is very unscriptural. So as we've seen, the scriptures admonish us over and over again to take seriously this whole matter of rewards. We dare not ignore such exhortations from God's word. God has given them for a reason to motivate us to exchange our lives for things that will count for eternity rather than for temporal things. So if we fail to heed God's instructions and warning, we must bear the eternal consequences.